Hello everyone, my name is Anup Poddar. So today I am going to discuss about unit number 4, design, lecture number 36. So the content that we are going to discuss in this video is the design methodology, an example of word counting problem. Now let us go through what is a design methodology. So object-oriented design consists of specification of all the classes and objects that will exist in a system implementation. Now a complete object-oriented design should be implemented in a implementation phase, so it should contain only further details about methods and attributes that need to be added. So whenever you want to create a design, and for the design if you want to create a complete object oriented design, so it should contain only about details about methods or attributes that will be added. Now there is an approach for creating an object oriented design which consists of the following sequences. So first step is identifying classes and relationships between them. Develop the dynamic model and use it to define operation on classes. Develop the functional model. Identify internal classes and operations. Optimize the package. Now the first phase is identify classes and relationships. So first step is we have to identify the different classes that to be needed and their relationship, which requires the identification of object types in the problem, as well as the structure between the classes, attributes of different classes. Now classes, as we know, class is an abstract data type, so they have attributes. So attributes will be add detail about the class as well as the repositories of data for an object. Now to identify attributes, consider each class and see which attributes are needed by the problem domain. So this is how we identify the attributes. Then position each attribute properly using the structures. Now suppose the attribute is an common attribute, it should be placed in the superclass because it should be belong to the both lower class and superclass. If it is specific to a specialized object, it should be placed within the subclass only. Now while identifying attributes, new classes may also get defined or old classes may disappear. Now there is an example. An instance of a class company may be related to an instance of a class person by employees relationship, because company will employ a person. So there is a relationship between the class company and the class persons. So instance of company may be related to an instance of person. Second step is dynamic modeling. Now a dynamic model of system aims to specify how the state of various objects changes when an event occur. So an event is something that happens at some instance. So it has no time duration associated with. Each event will be having initiator and responder. Now a scenario will be a sequence of events that will occur in a particular execution of a system. So as we have discussed, so from each scenario events have to be identified. So events are interaction with the outside world and object to object interactions. So a possible sequence diagram of the main success scenario is as given below. So this is the sequence diagram for the restaurant, as you can see in the right side. So the main success scenario is for placing the order. So first the customer will place the order, then the order will be sent to the kitchen for preparation, that is the prepare. Next, ordered items are served, okay, to the customers. Then customer requests the bill, that is the get bill. When he requests the bill for order, bill is prepared and the customer is given the bill. Okay, the customer is given the bill. Now once the customer is given the bill, now the customer will pay the bill. Okay, now once the main scenarios are modeled, various events on objects need to support executions corresponding to various scenarios. Now this information is then used to expand view of the classes into design. Now we go for functional modeling. So functional modeling of systems specifies how the output values are computed in a system from input values. So as we discussed enough, what is functional requirements? Functional, it's nothing but how the system behaves based on the output. So in same way we have functional modeling. So this represents the functional view of the system, that is mapping from input to outputs. So the functional modeling of system can be represented by a data flow diagram. So if the DFD is sufficiently detailed, most processes will occur as operation on classes. So DFD also specifies the abstract signature of operations by identifying the inputs and outputs. Now fourth one is defining internal classes and operations. Now the final design will be a blueprint for implementation. So implementation is have to be considered. So while considering implementation issues, algorithm and optimization issues arise because there is a confusion of which algorithm and how to optimize the algorithm. So these issues are handled in this step. So first each class is critically evaluated to see if it is needed in the present form. Now some of the classes might be discarded if the designer feels that they are not needed during implementation. Then the implementation of operation on the class will be considered. Now once the implementation of each class and each operation of the class has been considered and it has been satisfied, they can be implemented. The system design will be complete. Fifth one is optimize and package. So in this final step, the issue of efficiency will be considered. So various optimizations are possible and the designer can judge considering modularity aspects also. Now we'll consider an example of a word counting problem. So this is a diagram showing the aggregations. So the file object is an aggregation of many word objects. So this is the counter object you can see, which keeps track of number of different words. Okay, now let us consider the dynamic modeling for this. So system prompts for the file name, user enters the file name. So system checks for the existence of a file, whether the file is present or no. System reads the words from the file. Also system will print a word count from the file. Now for this, the functional modeling for the word count problem is as shown in the figure. So the object is used to check the uniqueness of the words. So you can see here the file name is given from the input. You have to read the file. It may be a text file. Now we have to, now the characters are sent, so it will get the word. So the word is used for checking the uniqueness. Okay, so based on history, so this object is to check the uniqueness of the word. It also shows the various operations like increment is unique and add to history are also needed. So these operations should appear as operation in classes or should be supported by a combination of operation. In this example, most of these processes are reflected as operation on classes as already included in the design. So it will check for uniqueness. If there is a uniqueness, it will add to the history and it will increment the count. That is, one word is present, the number of different words. Now the last two steps of the design methodology are implementation and optimization. So first decision is that history mechanism will be implemented by a binary search tree. So for the class word, various operations are needed to compare different words. The final steps will be the design activity. So it's an essential step as the design specification forms a major part of the design document. So after the design is over, the final step will be major part of the design document. The design specifications should specify all the classes that are in the design, all methods of the classes along with their interfaces. Now in this video we have discussed about what is design methodology and approaches for creating an object-oriented design, the word counting problem. Thank you.